Господи Иисусе Христе, Сине Божий, помилуй меня грешную. I'm going to read from Ouspensky. I was once walking along the litany towards the Nevsky, and in spite of all my efforts I was unable to keep my attention on self-remembering. The noise, movement, everything distracted me. Every minute I lost the thread of attention, found it again, and then lost it again. At last I felt a kind of ridiculous irritation with myself, and I turned into the street on the left, having firmly decided to keep my attention on the fact that I would remember myself, at least for some time, at any rate until I reached the following street. I reached the Naderdinskaya without losing the thread of attention, except perhaps for short moments. Then I again turned towards the Nevsky, realizing that in quiet streets it was easier for me not to lose the line of thought, and wishing therefore to test myself in more noisy streets, I reached the Nevsky still remembering myself, and was already beginning to experience the strange emotional state of inner peace and confidence which comes after great efforts of this kind. Just round the corner on the Nevsky was a tobacconist's shop where they made my cigarettes. Still remembering myself, I thought I would call there and order some cigarettes. 2 hours later I woke up in the Tverskaya, that is, far away. Ouspensky says that he said he had a strange emotional state of inner peace and confidence which came after great efforts of this kind, efforts to self-remember. And he, being such a person, was trying to extend this effort, this forced self-remembering, this forced maintenance of yourself. He was trying to push it and push it and push it. And it's good to do that. It's good to push. But I remember when Gurdjieff picked up the sledgehammer and with one blow cracked that rock into 2 pieces. With one blow, after these 2 strong, strapping young gymnastic men had been hammering it all morning, and Gurdjieff with one blow just split the atom. Perhaps people have far too low an expectation of life. They like to struggle and suffer. They like it when people can see how much they've given. They've become accustomed to living like this, living without the idea that you could finesse something, that life could be beautiful, that you could be an eagle, that you could have power and skill. Ouspensky is trying to force the issue. I must remember myself. I'm going to force, like squinting your eyes and crunching up your forehead. That's the part of your head that contains your mind. It's like you're trying to use your mind to force it. I must crush my head so that I can remember myself. Unfortunately, it has some positive results, but just for a small time. At some point you have to get the message that you are using exactly the wrong apparatus to remember yourself. Self-remembering is effortless. It is effortless. Effortless. It is bliss, peace. because you're not using that outward forceful attention. That attention is the attention we would use if you hunt. If you go and hunt buffalo with a shotgun, a rifle maybe, you're using that part of the mind that's going out and trying to grab things forcefully. That can never take you to a place of bliss. That is a function of this coarse, material, brutal, noisy world. And that functions in this noisy world, this brutal world. That is not the right attention. But why does Ouspensky try to use it? He wants to remember himself, and he instinctively says, okay, I've got my attention that I look for taxis in the street with, that I would go hunting with. Surely I have to use this. Well, the truth is, Ouspensky only has one mode of attention. It is all he has, and it's all human beings have. If they want to control things, it's like they hunt them down with their mind, with their attention. It comes out of the forehead. And Ouspensky chooses to use it because he has no other choice. And human beings do not have another choice. There is no other attention in them yet. There is no other attention in them yet. This is why spirituality is hard. Because you have to tear into yourself a new function that is able to effortlessly sense, self-remember inside, effortlessly. It is an attention, if you want to use that word. It is like an intimacy attention. It senses inside intimately. It does not go out of the forehead into the world. It does not leave. It does not go out into the world. It does not leave your essence. It is an attention that is not moving externally. Instead of moving externally, it is sensing itself. It is feeling itself. It is like rubbing fingers together, feeling it inside with a very subtle inner movement. And that there is a very beautiful drawing, I think in Search of the Miraculous, which has the divided attention diagram. It's very famous. And it's a good diagram. In that diagram, it shows a person, I suppose, the functions of a person who's looking out, but at the same time feeling himself. His attention is divided into two. Well, not quite right. In fact, this person has two beams of attention. Two separate beams that function independently of each other. This is big stuff. Now, for nearly all human beings and all creatures on this planet, they only have one, and it goes out the front. A spiritual person has and must have the second inner beam of attention. They are a changed being. They are a rare being. They may walk down the street, but where everybody on the street has only one function of attention, this person has two. It is a quantum leap of functioning. And that diagram, that famous diagram, is not quite right, because once the inner beam or the inner function is working, you no longer need the outer beam at all. you can just cut it, and you just abide in your essence. In that inner function, that attention that senses inwardly and does not move, it senses identity. I am. If you'd like to listen to the rest of this recording and others, I've put them on Odyssey where there's no time limit. So please have a look on there. I've put the link down below. Take care.